Alright, good morning everybody. It's Wednesday. Wednesday is the new Monday for me. Had a little bit of a medical issue that made itself known Sunday afternoon. Ended up in the ER and then needed Monday and Tuesday off to recover from it. So I might dig into that a little bit later on, but we're here in the truck. We got a load starting out this morning, heading down to Bethlehem, Southside Bethlehem, actually pretty much right on the Hellertown-Bethlehem border along 78. You got to deliver that one, and then beyond that, who knows? I don't know what kind of load fetching we'll do when we're down in the Lehigh Valley. I don't know if they'll bring me right back up here empty, or if there's something down there that we pick up and take somewhere else. But anyway, pre-trip is done. We're going to get rolling here in a few minutes, grab our loaded trailer, and head on down. Alright, so we're doing something that we haven't done but one time with this company, and that is come through Tamaqua. We are retracing our water route steps because we are going to Bethlehem, like I told you, and this is the best way to go. And it's funny, the GPS wanted to take me up across 80 and down 476 northeast extension of Pennsylvania Turnpike, and until I went the way I want to go, it was telling me I'd get there at 7:04 a.m. and once I went this way, it's telling me I'm getting there at 7 a.m. So it's actually shorter time-wise to come down 309 through Tamaqua than it is to go across the top and come down the northeast extension of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I mentioned when I was up to Wilkes-Barre that one day when it wanted to route me to Turnpike up to Clark Summit, that I swear the GPS company in cahoots with the Turnpike authorities to try and get some money out of the truck drivers by routing us that way, because it's technically supposed to route us shortest time-wise, or at least that's the way I think I have it set up, unless it's set up different. But and the company would probably scream at me if I took the Turnpike down to the Lehigh Valley when this is the way you generally go. But anyway, now it just flipped to 6:59 for my arrival time. Now it may go back up to 7 o'clock because I got this light here at the 5 points red. But it's still shorter, about almost 5 minutes shorter time-wise going down 309 and 100 to the Lehigh Valley than it would have been to go across the top 80 east to 476 south. And it's saving the company money, quite a bit of money, because Pennsylvania Turnpike, one of the most expensive toll roads in the country. So that is the way we're going. Going to be overcast for most of the day, maybe some peaks of sun. We slipped out of that long-term dry pattern we had. We hadn't had much rain the last 2 months, but we had a 1/4 inch yesterday, and there's supposed to be more coming tonight and tomorrow, maybe some sprinkles this afternoon. I don't know, but we are in a wetter pattern now, at least for this week. I don't know if we're going to dry back out again or what's going to happen, but at least for this week, we got some rain and storm chances. In fact, we even had a little bit of thunder yesterday afternoon when the one rain band came through, so there's that. But anyway, you know the routine. I'm going to go down 309 here over to Blue Mountain to 100 south to 78 east, and then we'll take that to the Hellertown exit, which is what we didn't do with water, and get to where we need to deliver this load. So darkness will abound for a while, so I'll talk to you probably somewhere down there in the Lehigh Valley. Alright, rolling I-78 eastbound here through Allentown, Cedar Crest Boulevard exit coming up, Lehigh Street exit coming up, and for some reason we are coming to a stop. I see flashing lights up ahead. I don't know if it's construction or an accident. I think it's construction. It said something about the right lane being closed up here past exit 55. Oh, this is, yeah, Cedar Crest Boulevard. So it's gonna slow us down just a little bit. We're right in front of Lehigh Valley Hospital right here. And I don't know, probably some kind of overnight construction, and since it's not 7 o'clock, yeah, unless it's a permanent right lane closure, thinking that maybe it's an overnight job that wasn't picked up yet. We'll see. I didn't expect this much of a jam up. But when you lose a lane on an urban freeway, this is what happens. Not as bad as over there in Newark, but we did slow down here. And then you got a lot of traffic coming on there at that Cedar Crest ramp. And it's also foggy, so it's the perfect storm for a nice little traffic delay here. Probably what's messing things up the most is you've got a busy get-on ramp that's coming right into a lane closure. Yeah, we got this fog because, like I said, we got into a kind of a wet pattern here, and that means morning fog. Yeah, see, coming right off that ramp and got to come right into this lane closure. So that wasn't too bad. I mean, keeping on rolling, but did slow everything down a little bit. And at this point, we may as well see what it is they're doing. Oh, it's a broke down truck. It's not even the construction. Oh, okay. So the construction probably is a night construction job. Maybe. I see construction signs here, so we'll see. But the problem there was that broke down straight truck. Alright, we are coming up on our exit. See if our GPS is...
Take exit 67 on the right to Pennsylvania 412 North, then keep right.
I was just about to say, let's see when she's going to interrupt our conversation, and she just did. So, yeah, here's our exit coming up. Ugh. Kind of a whoop-de-doo there. So, you get off here at 412 and see what kind of mischief we can get into here. I've never been to this section of this industrial park. This old Bethlehem Steel property where we're going.
The right lane.
And this whole area down here changed exponentially since I was a kid. I grew up down here in Bethlehem, and grandmother lived in Hellertown. If you make a left down here at the bottom of the ramp, you go to my grandmother's house. You make a right, you go up into South Bethlehem. And but it all changed down here. The road got widened. Some of the railroad overpasses were taken out. Just altogether different look from what it looked like 30, 40 years ago. So we'll see what this is going to be like.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn right on Commerce Center Boulevard.
So now she wants me to keep right. Does this lane become an exit lane, or does it stay a through lane? Oh, it stays a through lane. Okay, so the next traffic light should be Commerce Center Boulevard. And I had been on that road when we were doing Bethlehem Steel demolition. Let's see. Probably need this lane. I had been on that road when we were doing Bethlehem Steel demolition, but again, altogether different. It was just a little 2-lane road that went up in the old steel property. But steel went out of business, and all the land was repurposed into industrial parks, and of course up further
Turn right at the traffic light.
Wind Creek Casino. This is a nice wide 4-lane center divided road.
Turn left.
Go back pretty far, 1 3/4 miles. Interesting. guess this overpass here is still some of the railroad tracks from the Bethlehem Steel. The way it looks on Google Maps. Down here used to be where they used to dump the pig iron after it came out of the blast furnaces. We were in here cleaning a lot of this stuff up back when I drove triaxle in 2006, 2007, back before I was doing YouTube videos. And this all warehouses down here. .4 miles yet. And I looked at this on Google Maps. I didn't think it was this far back. It's pretty incredible. Like I said, I haven't been back here since the demolition days. Walmart DC down there to our left. This guy. There comes another one. They must be late for work. Unbelievable. Guess they're late for work. Or just flat out in a hurry. One of the two. More Walmart down in here. Wow. Must be rail service in here yet. There's a railroad track that runs alongside this road. $34.19 QVC. That's the TV show. It must be their warehouse or a TV network. $37.69 we need. Boy, we're way down in here. I don't think I was even back this far in when I was doing casino demolition or the steel demolition. $37.69. It's $36.33. There's a Nike swoosh mark there. GXO.
In 1/4 mile, turn left.
I see our building. Now where do we need to go once we get inside? These trucks parked here. That's the employee parking lot there. What are we doing here? Shipping and receiving straight ahead. No trucks, buses, trailers in that lot. Yeah, these guys are just parked wherever. All right, I guess I got to use the intercom to check in. I see there's a gate here, so we'll talk to you once we get inside and find out if this is a live unload or a drop and hook. All right, so we're back in the dock and they are unloading us as we speak. They got on it quick. I was only in the dock about 5 minutes and they flipped the light to red and started hitting the trailer. So maybe it won't take us too long in here. Once we're done here, we got to go up to Gouldsboro and pick up a load up there. I'd taken you there before. And then as of right now, we're not sure if I'm going to take it through to Lewisburg or if I'm going to take it back to Hazleton. It depends on how long it takes them to unload me here. Talked to dispatch and they said sometimes these are long unloads here. So whether I go to Lewisburg or whether I go to Hazleton after I pick up that load depends on how long it takes me here. But so far it's moving right along, so we will see. Once we get unloaded and we get rolling out of here up to Gouldsboro, I'll let you know where we're going to take it. But anyway, we're here and they are unloading us.
Turn left at the traffic light.
All right, let's see if we can make it before this arrow goes away. Barely, but we're going to. So we're getting on 78 East here. We got to go 4.5 miles, take 33 north up to Stroudsburg, pick up 80 west, and then take 380 north for a while to get up there to Gouldsboro. It's a shame it is so foggy down here because this is kind of a nice little ride going up 78 here. Looks like it's not going to be a nice little ride because the traffic is all jammed up for some reason. Oh boy. I wonder if it might not have been better to go up through the city. What I was getting at though was it's pretty country down here and mountains around, and the fog is kind of obscuring all of that again, as is usual. I'm gonna get in here behind Unfee. Yep, cargo transporter is gonna let me in. Once I get in, I will give them some 4-way thank yous. Don't know what's going on here. I don't have my CB in the truck yet, and I just haven't got around to put it in, so I don't know if we're gonna lose a lane here or what.
4 miles, take exit 71 on the right to Pennsylvania 33 north.
What the story is, if we're gonna lose a lane, which lane we would lose if we do lose one, or if it's just the fact that there's a construction zone up ahead and we pull a pretty good mountain grade. I don't know. Like I said, the fog is obscuring the scenery quite well this morning, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I guess hopefully it burns off at some point today and give you a little bit better of a video, because today is not a good video day as far as the weather is concerned. So anyway, we'll talk to you later once we get out of this mess and get rolling up that way somewhere. Stop recording. So this is the problem right here. The lane's split. I don't know exactly what it is they're doing, if they're working on a bridge. It's been a long time since I've been on this stretch of 78. I think there's a bridge up here somewhere, and this might be one of those deals where they're working on a bridge. I'm not 100% sure, but they're splitting lanes apart. This lane stays over here, that lane goes over to the westbound side, and this truck want to come out. Yep. Must have dropped off a piece of equipment or some materials or something. I've been in construction and I know what it's like to try and get out onto a freeway in a construction zone. When I seen it look like he wanted to come out, and I figured I'd let him out. Yeah, that must be something with this bridge here, I guess. See, it's a pretty view, like off to the right and stuff, but there ain't no view today because it is fog. That's what slowed everything down. I'm not 100% sure why. I mean, yeah, it got slowed down because I let that truck out, but other than that, I don't know what the reasoning for the slowdown was. But yeah, 2 miles to 33 there. But see, the lanes come back together, and that's it for the construction zone. So all that mess just for that.
Exit 13 on the right to Pennsylvania 435.
All right, I don't know what we got going on up here, but this is our exit. It says right lane closed, but you got the PennDOT trucks closing down that left lane. Unless there's a truck wreck up here. You got a state cop also. I don't know what they're doing here. Unless they're gonna set up a pattern. Interesting that the sign said, yeah, that's what it looks like they're gonna do. They're gonna set up a pattern, close that, close the lane off. But I thought the sign said right lane closed, and they're sitting in that left lane, so...
In 2.25 miles, turn right on First Avenue.
Not sure exactly what they were doing, but it's how it is when you drive. This stuff can confuse you sometimes. But it looks like the sun is trying to come out up here. The fog was more down in the lowlands. Once we got up here onto the plateau, it's still a little bit hazy, but we don't have that fog like we had down in the Lehigh Valley. Letting them go first. They did get to the intersection first. So 2 miles up this road here and we'll be at our destination for our pickup. I took you in there I don't know, probably maybe a month ago in one of my videos, so I'm not going to show going in there again, but we'll get up in there, we'll do what we need to do, and get our load, message dispatch, and see if I still don't know if I'm going to take it out to Lewisburg or if I'm going to take it to Hazleton and drop it. It sounds more like we're going to take it out to Lewisburg, but that remains to be seen. The sun is trying to come out up here. There's some blue sky up there, and maybe this murkiness will burn off and we'll end up with a nice afternoon before the rains come in tonight. We shall see. But then tomorrow's supposed to be a rainy day, and I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow yet. I don't know if I'll bring the cameras out, especially if it's going to be miserable out. If it's nothing exciting and it's raining out, then I'm not bringing the cameras out for that. So, but yeah, just up ahead here is our turn. We'll go up that bumpy road, get in there, and get this load. See where we're taking it. Alright, dropped and hooked and swapped and all kinds of good stuff up here at Gouldsboro. Now we're just waiting to find out whether we're going to Hazleton or we're going out to Lewisburg. All depends on if there's a load ready to go out there in that area. Not sure yet, waiting to hear on what we're going to do from dispatch. Alright, so we're loaded and rolling. We are going to take this trailer out to our yard, and we're going to drop it out there and then pick up that load that's coming back to Hazleton. Must be ready, so we're going to pick it up there and bring it back east. So gonna make a pit stop down here at this little truck stop before we get rolling though, and then we'll talk to you out there on the interstate somewhere. Hopefully we find something cool to look at and talk about. Alright, this is a pretty area out through here. It'd be much prettier if it were sunny out and bright. However, the fog is at least lifted, so we've got a little bit better of a view than we had when we were down in the Lehigh Valley. They dropped down off the Pocono Plateau here west of Hazleton, and cuts down through the mountains, and there's a creek or a river, and we start going up and down some minor hills out here, but it's a nice little area to drive. And like I said, it's too bad it's not sunny out. It would look really nice, but can't control the weather, so we just got to deal with it. There's something else I was gonna say coming out down through. Oh, last time we came down here was when I had that white truck that took a crap on me, and the check engine light came on, and I had lost 2/3 of my power, and I couldn't pull any of the hills or anything out here, and then I died at the customer's yard. And that's the last time I was west of 81 out in here. So figured I'd show this to you again. We've got a much better truck to run with. And I've always liked coming down through. You see some color in those trees. Each week there's a little bit more color and a little bit more color. Before you know it, we're going to be at peak. You see how it comes down off the plateau and then kind of comes through a mountain cut here. And then we crossed this river and run alongside it for a little bit. Now we got, of course, the ding-ding. This guy's going a little on the slow side. Now watch him pick up his speed as soon as I get alongside him. That's a problem when you have a governed truck and they decide that they don't want to let you pass them, and then they pick up speed, and then you can't get around them, and they ride alongside you. And the only good thing is we're going up a hill here. He doesn't want me to pass him. Look at him getting going now. Caught right up to him, but these two trucks up here, some of them, at least that container might slow down, and it'll give me a chance to get around them, and then both lanes are going slow. Ish. Now we're gonna ding 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 again because this guy came out. This next hill will eat some of these people up. Alright, so we got here and we dropped that load that we were supposed to drop here. The driver was waiting for it, so I just handed the bills right off to him. We swapped and he went on his way. I went in and talked to dispatch and the recruiter who brought me on board here, and took my half-hour break and all that stuff. Came out here, found my trailer, we're hooked up to it. Now all we gotta do is get some fuel and get on out of here, and it is going straight back to Hazleton, so I'll have a nice ride back, I guess. A little bit on the heavy side, a 42,000 pound load. Struggle a little bit on some of the hills, but otherwise it's gonna be a nice ride back. So, alright, we will talk to you once we get rolling again. Alright, so we're finally rolling on out of there. I had to wait for a bobtail to fuel, and then I fueled, and then I ran this thing across the scale, and the trailer was a little bit heavy, so I had to slide the tandems, got back on the scale. It was still just a little bit heavy, so then I slid them a little bit more.
Quarter miles to the end of the street, then turn right.
And we got them legal, and now we're rolling. So, as us getting back to the yard, about 2:45, which will probably get closer to 3 o'clock because we're governed at 65 and we're going to be running a 70-mile-an-hour road. Plus, we're on the heavy side and 42,000 pounds in the wagon, so some of the hills are going to slow us down. So, it'll probably get back there closer to 3 o'clock, which makes for a good day. And this is exactly the kind of day that I like doing. Go out, deliver, go somewhere else, pick up, take that somewhere else, deliver, pick up, and then head home. This is the perfect kind of day. Where that black pickup truck or blue pickup truck coming out is where we're gonna hook a right here.
At the end of the street, turn right.
No, that'll take me through town. We're not going through town. We're gonna go up here and out through the industrial park. Truck legal road. This is the way we do it.
Industrial Park Road.
And this will take us right out to 147 north, 80 east. This guy must be shuttling a trailer from one plant to another, leaving his doors open like that. A bunch of businesses in here, so I don't know. Oh, yep. Yeah, yard jockey. Now it's that pickup truck's turn. Then it'll be my turn. And And see, right here at Weiss Markets, I used to deliver to Weiss Markets when I ran produce. Go out to California, deliver, do the produce picks up and down I-99 or California 99 or I-5. Come right back here. That was a nice run. The only problem was you sat out in California too long waiting for the produce.
Left on Pennsylvania 147 North.
And it was almost as bad as being a meat hauler and sitting out in the Midwest for a week waiting for a beef load to pick up. There were a couple times I sat out there for 5 and 6 days in the truck stop waiting for produce to be ready to be picked up. So otherwise, that was a great run. If you could get out there, do your 34 and get back, like a 2-week out, and then you come home for 3 days and then do it again, when you're ready to come out of the house. But we sat out in California too long.
In 1/2 mile, turn left on Pennsylvania 147 North.
And that'd have been all right if I would have had, my mom and dad would have lived out in LA or somewhere like that, and I could have spent the time at their house instead of a truck stop waiting to get my load. That'd have been great, but after about 2 days in the truck stop, you start getting a little rammy. So 5 of them is like just too much. So, but anyway, we are about to get up on the 147 here.
Turn left on Pennsylvania 147 North.
I'm thinking that you better wait there, Fermano. There we go. After this white pickup truck, there is nothing coming. So, our turn. And so far, we're staying dry. Like I said, the rain wasn't gonna really hit until tonight, so we should stay dry the rest of the day, even if it starts moving in out here.
Take the exit on the right toward Broadway.
It's gonna take a couple hours to get to Hazleton, so we should stay dry and get home before it starts raining. So, but anyway, we're on the move. And we'll talk to you somewhere on the way back.
Miles. Take the exit.
Alright, so just tooling along 80 eastbound here out in the middle of nowhere, kind of. Not too far from Bloomsburg, but considering the way I usually run, this is like being out in the middle of nowhere. And like I mentioned in the last clip, this is the kind of running I enjoy doing, where I'm putting miles on between my pickups and deliveries, and I'm not running back and forth to the same place and doing a kind of a circle. I mean, yeah, I'm heading back 80 after I went out 80, but I still did a circle. Went down to Bethlehem this morning, and from there I went up to Gouldsboro and picked up, and then went out there, and then I'm on my way back to Hazleton. That's exactly the way I like to run, and having some space between my pickups and my deliveries where I can just ride. I'm enjoying this so much that I'm actually starting to think about going regional, because tomorrow I'm going to be back to my normal routine of doing 3 up to Nanacoke and then following that up with potential 4th load somewhere. And you know how I feel about repetition. It's okay to a point, but then it gets old. And so I am truly kicking around the idea of flipping over to the regional fleet, because from what I understand, they run down to the Carolinas, into Virginia, out to Ohio, up into New England. Just a nice, typical Northeast region, and that would have me probably delivering a load in the morning, driving a couple hours, picking up a load midday, and then running those miles off and finding a place to park, and then getting up in the morning, delivering it, and then doing something similar to that the next day and the next day. But I would be going to different places, and and not just repeating my steps on a 28-mile trip. So I don't know if I'll do it, but I'm thinking about it. Anyway, gonna open up here into a nice view, and then we're gonna cross the Susquehanna River down here, and then we'll go up that mountain out there that's ahead of us. That's gonna pull us down a little bit until we get up to the top of that one with the kind of weight we've gotten here. So, but yeah, this is just an absolutely wonderful day. I'm just enjoying this day so much, even though it's cloudy and it was foggy this morning. The fog was a bit of a bummer as far as scenery went, but the way I ran today is the way I wish I could run every single day that I work. Boy, is that river dry. We haven't had much rain at all the last couple of months. That river is so low you could almost walk across it. That's crazy. That island in the middle, only that green grass is exposed. The rest of it is usually underwater. Definitely need some rain. Like I said, we're supposed to get some tonight and tomorrow, so hopefully get a pretty decent amount because we need it. But anyway, onward and upward. I'll ride this 17 more miles to I-81 and take that back up to Hazleton, and then we'll talk to you either somewhere else along the way or when we get back to the yard. Alright, so another day is in the books. We are parked. We dropped that load up there at the warehouse and bobtailed back over here to where we park. And we're going to call it a day. So, about 3:30 till we got up there. It was almost 3 o'clock. Checked in, found out what door they wanted to load in, and dropped it, and then came over here. So it's 3:30. We're done for the day, heading home. So like I said, tomorrow we got those 3 up the Nanacoke to do. Not bringing the cameras out for those. Maybe I'll bring it out on Friday, depending. Even if we do those on Friday again, maybe I'll bring the cameras out and show you just what it is that I do with those 3 loads. But anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll talk to you in the next one.